Yeah, here we are again, Willow Distribution Center, Avon, Ohio. Right now we're standing in a block of the old-fashioned Texas yew. Most of you are aware of what these are. Yes, they have fallen by the wayside somewhat because everybody's grandmother, great-grandmother, great-grandmother has had them in the yard. However, they are still a very, very good plant. They have a green color that nothing really matches. They are excellent for sun, shade, semi-shade, and some of them actually do very well in a very dense shade. Where we're standing right now is in a block of Texas densiformis. We normally trim them in a globe form, but there are many forms. There's a pyramidal called Texas Captain. There are other spreaders, ward-eye, repandons. There's an upright called Ixi. You're pretty much familiar with them, but don't hesitate to use them. And the main point here is why we're doing this today is that Texas is still a very, very good commercial plant. They don't die. Don't plant them too deep in clay. Don't overwater them, and they live, and you'll cut back on your replacements with Texas. Yeah, this is one of the Texas varieties I specifically wanted to point out to you. This is Texas repandens. It is approximately a 3 to 4 foot grower. Why it is still very popular today with landscapers is that it has that little leaping effect. It is also called English yew. Makes a nice plant for a semi-shade setting, a woodland setting. Very, very easy to control. Control it through pruning. Don't make it into a round ball. It's, like I say, it's great for naturalizing. Standing here in a block of a plant called Durabilla Cool Splash. It is a variegated plant, very, very showy. In the dwarf category, anywhere from 2 to 3 foot. Does get a yellow flower on it late spring, early summer. And it grows in full sun, semi-shade. And I have even tried it personally when it came out in some heavy shade conditions. And it seems to hold up best in the semi-shade, but it will tolerate some heavy shade. It's a great little plant. Standing in front of a block of Forsythia Show Off. It's one of the newer Proven Winner series plants that was introduced probably 3-4 years ago. It's a smaller growing Forsythia, more compact. You get to reach a height probably 5-6 foot by 5-6 foot. Can be pruned smaller. It's a great plant. It does bloom on the branch all the way top to bottom, not just on the tips like the old ones did. It's just a gorgeous plant. I have seen it in bloom several times, and it really works nice. Across the aisle to another batch of a new Forsythia, also by Proven Winners. It is called Show Off Starlet. This is a little smaller than the other one, somewhere in that area, 3 to 4 foot. Basically the same characteristics as far as blooming. They will bloom from the top of the branch down to the bottom of the branch. It's a nice little plant. It's a semi-dwarf, very nice and tidy. Yeah, we're standing next to a tree, dwarf tree, that probably not too many of you are aware of. This little tree is actually a birch. It's called Little King. It can get up 10 to 12 foot by 10 to 12 foot. Same characteristics. The leaves look similar. Gold in the fall, gold color in the fall. But what's nice about it, we grow them into a shrub form, but as they grow, you should, a little bit at a time, cut off the lower branches to expose the cinnamon cream bark, because it is pretty. We'll zoom in on the bark at a closer angle right now. Now we're standing by a Magnolia, which is called Royal Star. Some of you are familiar with it. You can get up about 20 foot, probably by 15, maybe 18 wide, more of an upright. It has a pure white flower that kind of resembles a star. Very, very pretty plant, very sturdy, very hardy, nice plant, but it does get a little size to it. Here's another Magnolia variety that we grow, just received these. They are in a 7-gallon pot. This is called Leonard Nestle. It starts out with a pink bud and then opens up to a lilac pink flower. Can get up 20 by 20, a little larger than Royal Star. Great plant, really, really showy. Now we're looking at a tree form, limelight hydrangea, just coming into bloom right now. The flower is kind of a limey green white, beautiful, beautiful plant. It's very large blooms. The head itself can reach a size of 6 foot by 6 foot. However, in the springtime early, it's advisable to cut it back, maybe even in half, and let it do its thing again. It does bloom on new wood. It's a nice, nice plant. We also have it available as a bush in containers, in a bush form. This is the tree form. Yeah, we're now showing you a willow tree. This is the one called Niobe, or golden willow, because its branches take on that gold color all season long, which makes for a beautiful show in the wintertime. It's basically the same, yellowish leaves in the fall, grows rapid, they can weep to the ground. This variety is not quite as messy as the old creek willows, as far as branches falling and what have you. But it is still advisable to plant the thing far, far away, because yes, it can get in drains, it can get in tiles, but so can a lot of other plants. So far back corner, something nice to look at. And they are wetlands plants, so you got a very wet area, they will do well. Yeah, we're standing now in front of a block of signature lilac. This is a tree lilac. Lilacs come in both bush form, more common, and some are trees. This is one of the newer ones. It's called Signature. It's very, very similar to ivory silk, which most of you are familiar with, but the flower shape is a little different. It is white, but it's more of a rounded conical form rather than a true conical form. But very nice plant. Blooms mid-spring to late spring, somewhere in that time frame. It's a little bit later, by about a week or two, than ivory silk. Yeah, this is a brand new variety of arborvitae. One you probably have never seen before. It is called Sarkeys Gold. The new growth in the springtime comes out. It is very, very vibrant yellow. Now this is moving into summer, so you can see, not like a lot of the old varieties, it still holds a pretty good yellow cast to it. It has a potential, say 15, 18 foot, probably 6 foot wide, and it is brand new. This is actually our first crop of it. Looks like it's going to be a winner. Yeah, our last stop is over here in the perennial area. A lot of summer perennials are at their peak. A lot of them just in bud, some just starting. We wanted to show it to you. We're going to pan it, and we'll show you what we have, and hope to see you next week. Hope to see you at the distribution center. Thanks.